Yeah. Hello, Austin.
Yes, I can hear you.
So we're on live broadcast right now. We are here today to discuss about the political climate of Edo State right now. It has been a while, I've not been discussing about Edo State politics. So what's going on? I heard lately that Governor Obaseki suspended some PDP chieftains in the state. So do you know what led to this suspension?
The good evening, everyone. First of all, say a very good evening, everyone, and a very big happy weekend to us. First, I want to say the party leadership torso have been going on for a very long time. I heard that's the major reason why the appointment of the commissioners, the SSC, and the SA delayed for this long. After the swearing in November,
Mm,
and we are already in until about a week or two ago, where he appointed the first commissioners and some special advisors. The state has not really have any. The only persons he has appointed long ago was the after the election to the swearing was the SSG, and later on he brought in. He also announced his chief of staff. Apart from then, every other all ministries it has been on permanent secretary, which me I'm not really against anyway, because I don't see it's not there's nowhere in our constitution where it was written that within so time you must appoint commissioners or appoint ministers. Because for me, for somebody like me, sorry to say, please, I'll say I'm one of those who don't really believe in too much of these political appointees because they have no use to even any of the ministries.
mm,
It's just only there for them to take money
mm,
because
mm,
everything is just based on political appointee, like
mm,
settlement. They do some kind of political, no, just come settle them in the day office, just they carry big luggage and nothing. They don't really do much to even when you talk about the economy of the state or revamping the ministries. They are really sorry to say they are really of no benefit to the ministries that they come because the people that really do the job are the permanent secretaries and the people that are in the mini ministries, not the commissioners. The commissioners you only come to be the boss and do that, and make money and go. And for the party stuff, so because of a lot of the internal a lot of things that was going on, so
mm,
it delayed because the sharing formula, we all know how they do it in Nigeria after election. This one bring this, the sharing formula, the way appoint to so
mm,
commissioner, the lobbying for
mm,
different positions begin to
mm.
go on in Ghana and all that. So those are a lot of things. And it really, there are certain things has not been really rosy, especially for the governor within the party, really not really having it his way, where a lot of people try to put a lot of things and try to do or whatever, in a state like us where we have so many career politicians who cannot really
Austin,
do without. But that's the truth, and it's so unfortunate that we have so many people in our state who cannot do outside of politics. And sometimes when I see them talk, I begin to laugh because a lot of them has been there even before 1999,
mm,
even since 1999. He said that they are SSA or SA commissioner, House of Rep member, this or all that, or they are just there being one of the boy to one appointee. They are just there. If you really look around, they have no important to the Edo people apart from come during election time they do one or two things and begin to think of how to get position, how to do this and all that. It's nothing more. And some of them has been there that call themselves political leaders, where they just hold on. They don't want the young ones to come up. They just want to stick to power for life. So they really challenging for me. That's why you see the same challenges the Obaseki had in APC. is
The
also
same
having
thing.
similar challenge in the PDP. Why?
Mm, mm,
Because he's not a traditional Nigerian politician.
mm,
That everything you do is, you understand, that believes
mm,
in we share, we do this, we do it,
mm,
we buy people's loyalty.
mm.
Ordinary Nigerian politician, what they do is, my boy, move here. Even when they know he's not fit for that position, they just fix him there for to get his loyalty. Is this that's why you see they don't care whether these people even have the capacity, they have the academic qualification, they have any qualification at all, they don't even care. That's why they can appoint the lion and the tiger to become tax collectors, to become a local government chairman, to
Mm.
become SSA, to become SA, with nothing at all. People who should not have business with anything that has to do with that has to do with position, that has to do with leadership. People who are not supposed to even who are not supposed to people who are not supposed to even near a poultry farm are now people who are now ruling over human being. Sometimes when I sit down, I begin to imagine, I begin to laugh.
That's
You
the
understand? And that's
that's
why
the
this
part
person,
of
that's
the
why Africa having the
corruption.
same challenge.
That's the part of the corruption we are talking about in Nigeria.
But the issue is another issue again is this. When I look at for a while, and I've been looking at social media, I see a lot of people say a lot of negative thing against the governor when they say is this, they want them say say if you compete with me, they not accept them or say it's going to be this. Sometimes I laugh. Why? And if some of these persons are people I thought that are learned, people I thought that went to school,
Mm,
that would even think and act differently.
mm.
But I'm surprised a lot of them, their actions are even worse than that of the lions and the tigers. So to speak. Because I can't because why? Because a lot of them, wherever where they are working now, they got those jobs through some of these political leaders. Let's be very honest with ourselves. How a lot of people get jobs today in Nigeria is either one political godfather or one political leader somewhere. Their jobs of just say, come, go here, just to get loyalty. And that's why a lot of Nigerian youths cannot see beyond their nose. That's why most of Nigerians cannot see a lot of things that lies ahead of them. They just only say sa sa sa. They are just boy to some of these political leaders. So even whatever thing you are doing is what will benefit the large population of the Nigerian people. As long as that thing does not benefit, it's not totally in line with what the political leader will want. It's not totally for the benefit of their so-called political leader. You see them, they're totally against it. And they begin to condemn the other person, even when the person is trying to do something that is right for the people, that will benefit the Edo people. They don't care. It doesn't. So this is what my lead truth is this. Sincerely speaking, everyone, whatever thing you see in us is basically, or we are made of our society. The society we grow up in determine how we act and also our family.
Thank you.
One thing is that in the Nigerian of today, we do not we do not know what service is all about. And a lot of them do not we are always being influenced either directly or indirectly by one person somewhere. A lot of Nigerians today do not have that independent mind. You understand? So when we act, there's a way we do our things differently, and which is really not good. And because we do not believe in we don't know that leadership is about service and not about just coming to occupy position and being to give orders. When you're saying I'm a leader, you are the one to serve the people. That's why you see, if you look where you and I live, you see some people they will tell you so person either is the mayor of the city. When you see them work, the way they dress and they do things, you begin to imagine. In my country, even a common councillor cannot do this because you know why? Because the way we glorify these people now make them feel they are God. Most times, our politicians in Nigeria see themselves as a team God, that they go to the occupy position for the people to serve them, rather for them to
And to
serve the
serve the
people.
people.
But
Yes.
we also have a blame. We the people also have a blame. Why will I say we the people also have a blame? It is only we Nigerians that vote people into positions, people without credibility, people who have never done anything anywhere before, people who have not even served either in the civil service, either in the private sector, people who have not handled any business of their own in their life, that you and I have seen that this is what they've done. People with no education, people with nothing at all. We want these people to become our leaders, to rule over a state, a local government, or a country, or as the case may be. The issue is this: what have they managed before? They've not managed anything, and now you want to make them to need to manage the wealth of the people. Somebody who has never managed something for himself successfully before in his entire life. If you look at Nigeria, when you look at some certain governors that are presently doing well in Nigeria, if you look at the Obaseki, he has managed money for managed not in personal business, even business of others. Look at Governor, the Oyo State governor, Markinde also. You see him because he's somebody who has managed something before. The way they act and the way they deal with the people is different from most of these people who just came into politics, never done anything before in their life. And that was one of the major reasons why I was really against Israel in the last election. Because this is somebody who has been into politics all his life, never worked anywhere before, whether in the civil service or anywhere. These people cannot do anything that will benefit the people. Even when it comes to even voluntary job, they have not even done before for even the people anyway.
That is
So
what
we the people have a blame, because when we vote some of those people into power, you don't. If you want to get a common job anywhere in Nigeria today, either in the bank, they'll ask you of how many years experience. They ask you some, they even ask them 7 years, 5 years, some even 10 years experience. Even in the private sector, that's what they ask. Then why is it that it's only we? Somebody want to become a governor, somebody want to become a local government chairman with no experience of any work or managing wealth anywhere before in his entire life, or managing human beings before his entire life. You want this person to become a local government chairman,
Chairman.
where he's going to manage the entire local government and the wealth of the people.
Austin, who are the people the governor suspended from PDP? Because it's
They
still the same problem he had in APC at that time, that some of the party members were against him. So the same thing is repeating itself over again in PDP. What the heck is going on here? Who are the people that he just suspended?
they mentioned some few persons that he suspended, but another letter came up again and said these people were not suspended, that they are going to resolve everything internally. And later, I think a few days later, some stakeholders had a meeting in the governor's office to be able to address a lot of things that had to do with the internal politics, because it has to do with the sharing formula. If you look at some of the commissioners that has come out now,
Mm,
almost all of them are from the Edo South. But where the issue is according to both the two leading political party, the
mm,
party constitution,
mm,
the governor is the leader of the party. That's what it is written, because these governors are governors who also financed. They are the one that financed the party. And if you look very well, after Obaseki joined APC,
mm,
he joined PDP, sorry to say, you see that very day they put him, now the governor is now the leader of the party. If you go back and look that video very well, you hear them say,
mm,
the PDP leaders, the state leaders, all of them say the governor now is as the governor is a leader of the party. But the issue is this: it is not just only saying it on camera or putting it on paper.
mm,
The issue is this: When a governor who is not a traditional politician, a so-called Nigerian traditional politician, leading, when you want to lead the traditional Nigerian politician, is difficult
Yes, it's
because
true.
they are used to sharing money, sharing
Mm,
solution,
mm,
doing a lot of things and
mm,
all that. And because you are not the traditional Nigerian politician who believe
mm,
in may they just eat without working, when
mm,
you come in and you stop these things, it
mm.
becomes a problem.
Yes,
This is one of the
Austin,
major issue.
you have
And the
said it
problem,
all.
you start fighting, you start, sometimes you are doing something, you see people fighting you without you even knowing why they are
Why?
fighting.
Why?
And if you
Yes.
see these people fighting the governor, just like what they asked them in the APC, what are people to ask this man to do that he hasn't done? Come out and tell us that this is what he's doing and he's not doing. They couldn't lay hand on anything. Even when you saw Oshomole talking before the election,
Mm.
he couldn't lay hand on one single thing and
Single
say, yeah,
thing.
this is what he's not doing well. That's why we say we don't want him again. They can't
Okay.
say anything. If you bring every of them having issue
Mm.
side by side, why are we having this? Why are you having this issue with the
They would
government?
dis- they would dis-
They
they
can't say
can't
anything.
disclose it. They can't disclose it. Me
That's why.
too. I was skeptic, Austin, during that election period when Oshomole came out saying that Governor Obaseki this that. So I did a lot of research to find out what exactly this governor has done to Oshomole. Nothing. I saw one video when he came out in China's saying that some of the projects that he left, Governor Obaseki is supposed to, continue with those projects. That's all. That was the only complaint. I was wondering, is this enough for you to oppose Governor Obaseki to this level? So sometimes, according to what you just said now, they don't want to disclose what the wuru according to Nigerian language, the wuru on the ground, they don't want to disclose it to the public. There, they start bragging around. So Oshomole coming out saying that his continuity is what he wants from Governor Obaseki, that he didn't continue with the work he left. Is that enough for a governor who has been performing? That the state at that time, for his first term, he did a lot. That many people were very supportive of him because of what he did in his first term. But Shomole coming out saying that he didn't do continuity or some of the projects. Sometimes it's difficult for them to come to a national TV telling Nigerians what exactly is going on, something on the ground. The same thing I think is going on right now. And this governor is a little bit unique. He's not a traditional politician. So he's not complying to some of their requests. And they cannot even tell us now openly, if they are bold enough, they should come and tell Nigerians, or tell Nigerians what exactly they are demanding from Governor Obaseki. They cannot disclose it to the public. The system is just corruption is too much in Nigeria.
The truth, if you look very well, just like before the election, the people who were really talking openly then, sometimes you begin to imagine if these people are the one talking for the party, they are the representative of the party, that means we are doomed. You understand? You see people like Tony Kabaka coming out and talking against a sitting governor, talking about the governor did not do this. Ask him. And you hear the governor came out to say, come, if he has what it takes to work, let him come, they'll give him a job. But the question is, does he has what it takes to work? It doesn't have it at all. You and I know. We don't need to
No,
be pretend
no
about it.
qualification,
You
nothing.
understand? No qualification, nothing. Apart from being qualification, does he have it upstairs? No. Another issue again. Another issue again when you see, I heard Matthew Idahagbo, a former local government chairman under Lucky Igbunedion, Attorney General of the states. You see Idahagbo, the Chief Justice of the state. You see him came out in one interview. It was on video when he said he said, I think he even said in Benin that if they continue for another 4 years, that hungry will beat all of them. That was just the major thing. You saw the out of the 24 House of Assembly member. About 12, I believe 14 of them that went to Abuja. The Edo people voted for these people to represent them in their various constituency. They left their people, went to Abuja just because their so-called leader had
Mm.
a disagreement,
Mm.
you understand, with the state governor. Leaving their primary responsibility, which is supposed to be the people of their
Mm.
constituency,
Mm.
went and lodged in different hotels in Abuja, were just there, relaxing, doing nothing. So with that, you now see that this we it will really take long for us to get it right, because even the people that say they are demanding for good governance, a lot of them are just only look. It's painful to say this. Most Nigerians we have more Nigerians who are looking for opportunity to steal than the ones that are looking for opportunities to get it right. The only reason why you had a lot of people then supporting Obaseki, if you look, over 80% of people who supported Obaseki for Trump for this second term are people in the diaspora. Because people in the diaspora supported him, and because we had more influence over people at home,
Mm.
that's why
Yes.
you see most of our people at home running. Because let's say he who plays the piper, they
It
taste the
takes
tune.
the tone. Yeah.
You know your benefits to your people. They know when you talk and begin to talk about something like they want to listen. It is easier for we in diaspora to influence a lot of things back home than for them to influence us. We they see. You understand? Most of them back home are too comfortable in the just like when you put somebody who is living in a dungeon, they become too comfortable. So even when you try to take them to go to the palace, they know they feel they can't cope. They're already used to a particular state. That is what is happening to most of our people back home. And that's why most times I pity most of our youths who I pray that a lot of them have the privilege to go around and see a lot of things so that they will begin to change their mentality and all that. Because most of these people that they are calling political leaders that they are sticking their neck for, most of these people do not even care about them. If they think that these people care about them, they are calling it a leader there that they are fighting for. Let them go to those leaders and say they are interested in marrying their daughters, or they are interested in marrying their sister, or they are interested in doing anything with any member of their family. They won't accept. You understand? Because how these leaders see them, they only see them as toys that they can use,
Mm.
not as people that they can make something out of. It's simple. They see them as people they can manipulate, people that they can play chess with, just to get whatever thing they want. Simple. And if you want to ask them, one thing I always tell most of these users, I say sometimes ask those people you call leaders. Some of them has been local government chairman. Some of them are House of Assembly members, senators, and all that. Ask them in their common village where they come from, where they are from, the village that they are from. What is one major thing that you say, yes, this is what this my leader has done in this my village that will make me say, yes, this man are really my leader? Or is it what was his name again? The Society that was really out that time against Obaseki. 8 years in House of Assembly, 8 years in House of Prep. Even in his village, there's nothing there you can say, yes, this is what is done by this so-called honorable. It's funny. And how do we better our state and our society when most of the people who attain these positions can't even do something even in their main domain when they are from? If you do a little in your village, me I take position tomorrow, I do a little in my village. Another one come tomorrow and do a little in his village. Or in their ward, as the case may be. Do you know gradually that's how the development starts? Whether we like it or not, the president cannot get to everywhere. The governor can't get to everywhere. Even the local government chairman can't get to everywhere. That's why you have people representing every ward, people representing every constituency, people representing every senatorial district before it now gets to the state level. This thing were broken down so that the people will be able to get the dividends of democracy.
Let's see.
The issue is that the people representing us at all level think more about themselves than more than even the people. Some of them cannot even put balls even in their village. Some of them
But
can't even do anything, even with all the constituency allowance that they collected for over how many years. Nothing to do nothing. They can't do anything with it apart from enriching themselves. So when I see them come out sometimes and they are saying some things, I begin to laugh. And these are people that will still want to seek for other position. And these are the people Nigerians will still clap for to say this is going to social position. Before, it is your work that speak for you. Before people will say, come, let's vote him again. But these days, Nigerians do not even look at the works of people who have represented them before. We just jump into emotion. Yes, na my party, na PDP, na APC. We just line up before behind them and begin to vote. We do not care about their past performance, and that's why these people they don't even care to do something.
so, Austin, they said the Edo PDP chairman suspended after
Yes.
criticizing the governor.
Not you see, it's not just only about criticizing the governor. There are a whole lot of eternal political crisis that has been going on for a very long time. First, before the election, let me say before the 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 primaries or before Obaseki joined the APC, the
Mm,
PDP, there are a lot of
mm,
things that
mm,
was on ground before they were not able to talk to Ogbede then to
mm,
step down for Obaseki. You remember what played out then. First, let me give you the story. Apart from Ogbede going then, the former state party chairman wanted to also be his deputy. You understand? Which is his Dan
mm,
Obi. And even after Obaseki came up then, also say Shaibu will also be his running mate. A lot of things you expect to still be on ground, to still be there. And I said before that this is one of the major reasons why they've not appointed some of these political appointees for a very long time. There has been a lot of power tussle. What you see on social media, some saying they are the old PDP, that they are the one that owns the party. And you see others saying they are the new PDP. They are the one that owns the party. They are the reason why the PDP is now the ruling party in the state to today. But let's be very sincere. For 12 years, PDP in the state was nowhere before Obaseki came in. Whether the old PDP in Edo State likes it or not, the only reason today why they are the ruling party is because Governor Obaseki came in and won the election. Most Edo people voted not just for PDP, they voted for an individual, which is Obaseki. It was Obaseki most people voted for to win the election, not PDP.
mm. Not
You
PTB. Yes,
understand?
you are very
So,
right.
so
Because when you look
sincerely
at all
speaking,
the police, yes, that is so true.
even the diaspora,
Yeah.
what people saying Ogbani, people shouting Obaseki about this, the Obaseki that people were only talking about, not even the political party. So for them to be saying now because they are the ruling party, not trying to be doing anything. But the biggest challenge, the biggest one thing they do is that they don't learn. Most of these politicians will never learn. First, there's no way it's written in Nigerian constitution where governors or anybody cannot move to any political party at any time. This man is already the governor. He's not coming again for a third term. You understand? And the Obaseki that I know is not somebody that will say he want to go to the Senate. He doesn't need the help of any of them anymore. If he serve his end tomorrow and his tenure end at the governor, whether you like it or not, what is going to be taking his take home every month as a former governor is enough to sustain him and his family, even if he choose not to work anywhere again because of how they pay former governors and all that in not just in our state, in Nigeria. And again, it is stated in the in the party constitution that the governor is the leader of the party. You understand? The only reason why PDP is PDP today, why they are all shouting today, is because of Obaseki. Because this same PDP were in opposition for 12 years. Nobody was even hearing their voice for good 12 years before Obaseki came in. You understand? Now trying to do a whole lot of things, has to put this, put that. They are not saying old PDP, new PDP, we are this, we own the party, this one is just came in, if not because of us, if this or this. For me, it's really not necessary. Because whether we like it or not, he can decide tomorrow. He can decide tomorrow. He has won the election. He can decide tomorrow that he's not a member of PDP. He's not a member of APC. It's not put. It's not. There's no way in Nigerian constitution. The constitution only say you only run for position on the platform of a political party. Now he's already the governor. He's not going to seek for any position again. He can choose tomorrow to even resign from PDP. You understand me?
Austin.
So it's really funny when I see a lot of these our traditional Nigerian politicians that they don't learn.
Austin, somebody is on the line. He said,
Okay.
hello.
Hello.
Mr. Atinosa, yeah, he has something to say.
Yeah.
Yes, go ahead, tell us.
Okay.
Austin, can you hear?
Mr. Austin, good
Yeah, I
evening.
can hear you.
Okay.
Good evening, sir.
Austin, are you hearing me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Are you hearing me?
Yes,
Mr.
Austin
Austin?
can
Yes,
hear
I can hear you. I can hear you.
you.
Okay, good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Go ahead.
I don't think he's hearing me.
He's hearing you.
I
Go
can hear
ahead.
you. I can hear you.
You talk. Just talk. He can hear you.
Mr. Austin, I have a question for you regarding to this very particular topic. We cannot sit, for me, I'm not fully convinced that we should always back Obaseki in any form of scenario that is taking place when it comes to the issue of Edo State. For me, I've not been close to Obaseki anyway. But during the election, just because of the nature of campaign that was on ground, I supported him seriously to make sure my vote counted and my people were able to vote for him. But with what is going on currently, I'm not in support of what Obaseki is doing. I will pick issue one. I want you to talk about security in Edo State. Currently, the western part of Nigeria, the Yoruba land, they have a motel and it's functioning well. Why in Edo State, we don't even have any form of security outfit? We have vigilante. It is private people that is sponsoring them. The other day, the Asian people were forced to go and form their own. And maybe the northern part of that is the north, they will also decide to go and form their own. So, what kind of legacy is our government going to leave for Edo people when it comes to security? That is one question. Second one is that
No. Just let me talk.
Okay.
Please.
Hello.
Well, listen to you, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Go ahead.
Okay. Did you hear me for the first question I asked?
Yes, I heard you.
Did you hear me?
Yes,
Yes.
we hear you. Don't worry. We can hear you clearly.
Okay.
Go ahead.
After the second, look at the second one. Recently, he went to a meeting with several occasions. There was a meeting between the entire southern governor of Nigeria. He sent the deputy there. I think occasionally he went there to Asaba. Okay, the South zone politicians and governor, they came together. They agree on one thing, that they don't want to see open grazing, which he agreed with them. And they also want a kind of South security outfit, because every region is already having their own. Now, suddenly for him to turn up against that plan, it's a betrayal. We have to be sincere. So I want to talk about this. Just at least we can't sit here and be praising him. We know he's not perfect, he's a human being. If I also want to have to eat, let me talk about the issue of artifacts. You understand that Obaseki is in the hold with the traditional council this artifact issue already. For anybody. So as we speak today, you are a dope person. Tell us what you know about this artifact they want to return. Because this is a dope property. Let any dope person come out and say, this is what I have had or what I have, you know. So PDP was having problem. Now is in PDP. Is inability to navigate with people. That is the problem. We can't just blackmail people that they are bad because the same attitude is getting closer to the traditional council now. So we have to be careful about this guy. That is my own feeling. So I want this guy to really talk about Obaseki, please.
So
thank you.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very, very much. I heard your.
Before you answer him, you know, Obaseki has his own strengths and also has his weaknesses. Okay, so we cannot just paint everything as if Obaseki is perfect. Nobody is perfect in this world. Okay, also that is what Etinosa is trying to say here, that we should also look at the other side of the story. Some of the things that Obaseki is doing that is not favorable to some people in the states.
For me, I'm not saying Obaseki is perfect. Every core Nigerian politician or anybody ruling under the two political parties today in Nigeria, APC and PDP, with the way our constitution and our party and everything about policy in Nigeria is being funded, it's challenging for even Jesus Christ to come from heaven to rule peacefully and do things right. Because first, our constitution, first of all, is not a constitution. And two, again, it talks about the issue of security. And this is why we bring our constitution in. If you hear them say the governor is the C&C, the commander-in-chief, the chief security officer of the state.
We can see governor.
No, I'm coming. They say governor is the chief security officer of the state. I want to say this. This is where a lot of Edo people must come in to do a whole lot of stuff. Whether we like it or not, at least I was a journalist for a very long time. I've worked with the police, worked with a lot of army before. The governor has no power anywhere when it comes to the security agency in their state. The commissioner of police does not take order from the governor. The director of SSS does not take orders from the state governor. They take orders directly from the presidency. You understand me? So when I'm talking about the issue of security anywhere in Nigeria, under Nigerian constitution, is totally in the hand of the presidency. That's why you see that for them to go to find this. That's why in the National Assembly some years ago, a lot of them were advocating for state police.
Yes, it's under the federal
so that the state governors will also have powers to go to do a lot of things and find some of these things in their different states. But why? They didn't allow it. The National Assembly and the president, they did not. They couldn't do anything about it. Because why? Because of the ED gender of some of them that has to do at the presidential level. Let me use that word. I don't want to bring the northern stuff into this now because we know where all that is coming from. And two, again, when you're talking about the some people in the state forming their security outfit and all this and all, yes, there's little or nothing. When we talk about government or government, we are the government. This governor there is there to serve us. We are the one to tell him what to do and what not to do. I'm not totally pleased with a lot of things that Obaseki, especially when it comes to this issue of open grazing. I'll say it openly. Most people will say when I'm talking about it didn't ban this, it didn't ban this, it didn't ban this, it didn't ban this. If we truly want to ban this and really find a lasting solution to this, a lot of things that has to do with is open grazing. We need to talk to a lot of our politicians, traditional rulers, and all that. A lot of who are the ones that own most of these cattle in the state? Don't they have people? Is there no people that own? Is there no northerners that that own the cows? No. Who do these cattle raiders, the so-called Fulani herdsmen, pay homage to? Don't they pay homage to a lot of these traditional rulers and a lot of these political leaders in the state? Who gives them all this backup? See, for people to be able to have a lot of audacity to go around and do a lot of things that they do in a lot of places, they need an insider in that state, a powerful person among the traditional institution, among the political class, to give them the backup. When the governor is coming out, you see when they were saying, I'd forgotten what they said they were going to do. The same Obaseki administration, when they said, I think they said they want to give lands to this Fulani estimate some years ago. I'm trying to remember when the Edo people came out en masse and totally went against it. Did he not retrieve? He retrieved and he went back. Like when he went to the presidency and said they should give them money to say they need to create ranches in the state. That's where to divert it. That's where I wasn't totally pleased with Obaseki. Me, I was expecting Edo people to also come out and say, sir, we do different animal farms in the states that have to do with goat farming and all of them, piggery and all of them. People do fishery. They've not called on the Edo state government to go to the federal level to go pick money to come and build all these animal farms for them. Nobody, people kept quiet. We as a people have a way of politicizing a lot of everything we do, and that's why we don't get a lasting solution to some of these things. You understand? We have a way of politicizing it. The governor went to the presidency, said they need money for ranching. They can do. They are not bad, no progressing. They are not doing this. What are the Edo people doing? And so I see some people, because they are within the PDP, clapping. Good hand of the governor. Me, I wasn't in support. Me, now to speak, I'm in support of that. But when the people keep quiet and they don't do something, first of all, people you are creating ranches for are not even Edo indigenes.
What about the artifacts? The issue of
the issue of the artifact has to do between them. There are a lot of things I would like to say. A lot of people wouldn't want to hear my own part. The truth is this. Yes, the artifact belongs to the palace, where I fought the governor. Even if you want to look at the economical benefit of this artifact to the state, you would have gone to the palace and liaise and discuss. Let it be that it is the Oba that is giving you approval to build a museum, and you agree on a particular place you are going to build the museum. Because the truth, this artifact would have been a whole lot of economical value to the Edo people. You understand? Create a tourist center where people can come all from different parts of the world to come and see. For the Edo people to a lot of things to benefit us a whole great deal. But the way he went about it was where I totally fought him. Does he have an idea? Yes. You understand? To build something that will bring revenue. Because if we see, the country is broke, and Edo State is also broke too. You hear him saying one time that the Nigerian government printed money for them to go to meet a whole lot of things, and people condemn and say it's a lie. But later you hear the Minister of Finance and Central Bank governor, they all admitting and all that. If we see now, you see the president borrowing money, and every time, borrowing money without putting everything. The country is broke, the state is broke. Governors that know what they are doing now are thinking of what to do to get money for their state. He had an idea, but the way he went about the whole idea was this, where I wasn't totally with him. Because whether we like it or not, where those things were taken from was not from the Edo state government offer. It was taken from the palace. You understand? So even if we're going to do something about it, you say yes, you want to use this thing to create something for the Edo people, to build a museum and all that. The original owner of this artifact is palace of Benin, the Oba Benin. You should have been able to hold a meeting and let him see from your own side. Being able, see, it's about when you talk about business or you talk about politics. First, politics is economy. Politics is life. That's why when I see people talk about politics, they don't want to politics. I look at them, I laugh. Everything we do in life is politics. It's for you to sit down with whoever with the palace of Benin. You talk. You understand. You try to let them see where you are coming from. You try to convince. You convince. Just like when you are going for any big business, when you are going to sell your idea, what do? You go there, you sell your idea, you discuss. From you discussing, if they believe in yourself, the person that owns the store will also bring out their own idea. You agree on things, then you go ahead. But the way he went about it was the way where everything was totally wrong. You understand? But those artifacts can be able to bring a whole lot of revenue to us as a people. You understand? That's just the main thing. But apart from that, he has an idea. But the way he went about it, this is where the politicians also come in. Because why? A lot of them do not have good advisors. Advisors they have are advisors who just say sa. They can't really stand up to their leaders and advise them.
Thank you.
Well. This is where they have issues.
Yes, they don't give good advice.
This is why I was angry with even the president commissioner of information when he came out and was talking anyhow. Inside of me, I was saying, if this young man is really an advisor, it's for you to call this man that yes, you have an idea. If no matter how good an idea is, if you don't go about it rightly, it becomes dead on arrival. Even people who would have loved to invest in such a very productive idea will just turn it down.
Yes.
So whatever thing the governor had, because they went about it wrongly, and the people would have advised him to do the right thing, to do this, they were all singing his praises. You know,
you're very right.
Whether in friendship, whether in your place of work or anywhere, if you must succeed as a leader, you must not pick people who the yes sir assistant, or yes sir people to work under you. Because when you want to go, we are human beings. You understand? We are human beings. We can go astray or we can make some decisions that are not right. But that's where your advisors comes in to guide you. That's why you have advisor in politics, you have advisor in economy, you have advisor in this, you have all of them, because they are different. You have SE, there are different advisors who are supposed to be able to advise you. But when you have advisors who are the yes sir, it's okay.
Yes sir.
That's the problem. And they can't talk to you, tell you the truth.
Austin, yeah, you are right. You are so right. Let me quickly read this one. The chairman, Edo-PDP chairman, suspended after criticizing Governor Obaseki. That is the headline. So we don't use that headline to judge the whole case. The chairman of the PDP in Edo State, Tony Ezegbeme, has been suspended from office for alleged misconduct. So they were not specific with exactly what he did, but I'm going to read it now. This is contained in a statement issued on Wednesday by the spokesperson of the party in the state, Chris Nehihai, right?
Yes.
Nehihai. Mr. Nehihai said the suspension was based on the decision of the State Working Committee, SWC, of the party. So the working committee suspended him, not the governor. So what is the correlation between the governor and the working committee here? I don't understand. But if people want to say, they said it's the governor that suspended the chairman of the party. However, according to this article saying that it's the working committee that did that. So let me go ahead. Let me read it first before you go ahead and elaborate on it. Okay. They said the working committee suspended the chairman for gross misconduct by brewing unnecessary tension and disunity among party members in the state. You understand? It's like he was doing some misconduct among their party members. The suspension was ratified by two-thirds of the SWC members. That is the working committee. Two-thirds of the working committee ratified the suspension. So the working committee resolved in a motion that Ezegbeme, that is the chairman of PDP, should step aside until the determination of the allegations against him. Mr. Nehi added, among the allegations is Azegbeme was accused of gross misconduct by brewing unnecessary tension and disunity among party members in the state in a manner akin to bringing the party into dispute. So what's going on here? This decision, hard as it is designed to bring sanity back to our party. Okay, it would be like ignoring the elephant in the room if we ignore this macabre dance, as Edo people have watched in utter amazement and a disappointment how Ezegbeme has been robbed and entangled by his actions, and unfortunately too his inaction in the management of the affairs of the party. So that's what he said. We are a disciplined party and pride ourselves as a organized and focused on service delivery to our timely supporters and of course, Edo people. We urge our members and supporters to please remain calm as we embark on this self-cleansing exercise. The party spokesperson said a committee set up to investigate the allegation against Mr. Azegbeme has been given 1 week to conclude the assignment, while the state deputy chairman of the party, Harrison Amego, would act as the chairman pending the determination of the case. So what happened now is the Amego still, because this one happened in June. It has been a while, like 2 months ago, 2 months ago, I mean, something like that. So Mr. Amego was appointed as the acting chairman, you know. So is he what is going on right now? Is Amego still the chairman right now, temporary chairman, or they have resolved the case? I still don't know.
There,
I've not been following this politics since then.
there,
You
there,
know
there,
that.
there are a
What?
lot of internal politics presently going on in the PDP now. That's why, first of all, politics is a game of interest. Is either it's when the personal interest of an individual now supersede the interest of the people. That's when it becomes wrong, and that's what we call greed. First, think a lot of things that left to that the party chairman be suspended. Then they said he reported the governor did this and they did that, and how they suspended him constitutionally they were right according to the PDP constitution. Do you understand me? They were right. That's why you see where they were not a lot of battle then, or a lot of fight then, like the way it was in the APC. But this thing has a whole lot. It has pointed a whole lot of things to it should point a whole lot of things to us, dear do people, and towards the citizens of Nigeria, that these political parties, I've said it time and again, and I've said it before, said it severally. There is no political party in Nigeria that has an ideology. They don't have.
But
They are just political parties with interests, personal interests, and not the interest of the people. And that's why you see, no matter what it takes, you see them always having internal crisis, having crisis every now and then. Because why? No ideology.
but
This issue, they've caught themselves. They've caught them. Now they're even trying to they intervene at the national level, where they try to bring back the chairman. Intervene when it has to do with who that not be, where the governor himself even called a meeting, called stakeholders in the party called them to the government house where they meet and all that, and they did a whole lot of things. But my question is let's ask them, the governor, the people having this issue, what is the bone of contention? They can't bring it out to you and I.
But um, right now, we are not very sure of what exactly this Sherman did in the party. They said misconduct. They were not too specific with
Part of the
what
thing they
exactly.
did, part of the thing they did, they said the chairman
Mm.
think reported and brought an issue that involved the governor out. That was a meeting. First, you see,
Who
let
is
me try
this?
to tell you
Who
what
is
happened.
this Harris Amagbon, right? Who is this Harris Amagbon that was appointed as the temporary chairman? Who is he?
It's also part. You know, when they talk about the working committee, when they sit together and they suspend anybody, them on themselves, especially when they have the numbers, they on themselves now sit together and also appoint who begin to act, depending on when the party comes in and do whatever thing they want to do. But the issue, the question me, I always ask when I see them come out of all this crisis, what is the bone of contention? They can't come out to tell you and I that owns these words that they are fighting for. You understand? The owner of the Edo State words is the Edo people. The owner of the position is the Edo people. The owner of whatever thing that they are all contending for now is the Edo people. Ask them to tell the Edo people the bone of contention. They can't say.
That's what
They
I'm
can't
talking
tell us.
about now. That sometimes when they have this crisis within a political party in Nigeria, it's very difficult for them to pinpoint what exactly is causing problem. In Edo State, we saw that last year when Oshomole was accusing Governor Obaseki for something that we were not even sure of. He was not disclosing it to the public. And the same thing you can see going on now. For me, I would cite the corruption existing in the system, not only in those states, in the national level, that the corruption existing in Nigeria, that is what I would cite for this case. If they cannot clearly tell us, the masses, what exactly is causing this crisis within a party, which means they are doing something that is illegal. So it's just too much of them. I don't understand what is going on. Austin, there are a lot of people calling. Let's just allow them to also voice their opinion about this.
Okay.
If people have been called, let's hear from them. Call. Oh, okay. I don't know who is that who is not speaking. Oh, okay. A lot of people. Let's call it the second person. I don't know why. Okay. No wonder. Okay. Yes, go ahead.
Good evening, my sister.
Good
So I just want to throw some my own opinion in. With what is going on, I strongly believe that if we are not careful or we refuse to put pressure or try to talk to our governor, even the diasporas that supported Obaseki will become Obaseki enemy also. I'm just telling you. His nature of governing is not in line with our culture and with our way of life. And even is not in line with the modern democracy of how people should be governed. When he came to power, the purpose we elected him, let me just go straight to the purpose. We elected him for a purpose. He gave us promises. Security of life and property must be a kind of a priority to any government in the world. If you allow your people, like my brother have just explained, concerning he's just a commander-in-chief of officer, but he's not really commanding. But my question is this: even if he's not really commanding, I have to speak to the Ekiti governor. He's commanding people on ground. Amoteku is there. What is it called? Oyo State governor is commanding people. All these Yoruba states. As you speak today in Kanu, there is ISBA. It is not Nigerian police that is breaking people beard, destroying people places of selling. It's ISBA that is enforcing Sharia law.
Hello, can
now,
you hear me?
Look at our state. Austin, God is blessing us.
Austin said,
Austin, I hope you are hearing me.
Austin was,
no, can you hear me? I wanted to answer something about that.
Austin,
I want to say something about that before you continue, sir.
I don't know why the line is breaking anyway.
Austin want to say something. Let Austin say something.
Can I say something to answer you about that, sir?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, sir. According to the Nigerian Constitution, sir, that you said something you said about Amotekun, this is where our State House of Assembly comes in. Are you understanding me? Before Amotekun was recognized, before they became a security agent to go around the states, the State House of Assembly passed it into law. Do you understand me, sir? This is why I'm mainly angry. See, when this is why I'm really angry about our present House of Assembly. Not just only if in those states, it's like we have had a robust National Assembly all this while. A National Assembly that are just there to do boy, either to the present governor or to just be playing there and all that. It is the State House of Assembly that sits and do some of this thing and pass it into law. Before years, these people can go to do a whole lot of things and go to carry even arms to protect their people. The governor does not have the power to just pack people together and do a lot of it. Becomes illegal according to the. We have a governor who try to do things and do it on summer. I'm not totally in support of a lot of things that is doing. See, we have people representing us in a different constituency. This local government that they've been attacking, this constituency that they've been attacking, don't they have representative? And their representatives are in the House of Assembly. What is their use? This is the question. What is the use of these people that are in the House of Assembly representing us in this very constituency, this very place that they are that we have all this high level of insecurity? You understand? It's really funny because they are not doing anything. So why do we have lawmakers? The lawmakers are the ones to do some of this. Then we have lawmakers to represent us.
Austin, I'm going crazy here. People are calling me too much here. It's just getting too much for me now. Could you believe that my two phones are ringing almost the same time? I'm not a phone operator, and I'm turning to a phone operator right now. So what will happen? I'm asking a Sinosa to join this program so that we have three of us.
Okay.
It will reduce this tension of telephone. Let me send him the link to join the program. Just send him the link. Can you hear me? Austin, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I sent him the link so you can join anytime. So what we are saying is about this Obaseki. And some people are saying that if we are not careful, all of us will turn to the enemy of Obaseki, those that supported Obaseki in diaspora and everything. I don't think so. We are not sure of what exactly happened. We don't want to rush into a conclusion because I will continue to reference what happened to Obaseki and Jomole. Something, but he cannot publicly tell Nigerians what he was demanding from Obaseki. So the crisis was there. We don't want to rush into a conclusion right now. We don't know what happened between the governor or between the chairman and the party. Because this idea of godfatherism is still existing in Nigeria. For them to accept the governor into PDP at that time, there must be a kind of agreement agreement that once he becomes the governor, so and so something must be achieved in the party. Maybe we don't know what they are demanding from the governor that exacerbated this crisis of suspension in the party. So that is why I will advise everybody, especially those who are attacking the governor right now. We don't know. Not until the governor will come out and tell the public what exactly is going on. The same thing happened in the past. So we should be careful the way we just draw conclusion on any matter. Let's do investigation first. I don't think anybody will, in his right senses, will just suspend somebody from a party without committing something. According to what they said now, they said misconduct. They cited misconduct. We are not 100% sure what type of misconduct is that. Disunity of members in the party. So that is what they are citing right now.
The truth, when I see people talking about the misconduct and all that, though people do not care about whether PDP are united or all that, what they just want is the dividends of democracy. Of what of economical values PDP unity towards the other people? Will it add to our GDP? Will it add, even if they have issues and they know that this and that, let them bring their bone of contention to the people. Let them this thing is doing. We the people see the things the governors is not doing well. We come out and we say it. People come out anywhere, criticize the government with what they know is not doing well. If those people that are criticizing Nando is not doing, let them come out and say it.
Some people are complaining about the roads.
And you're just talking.
Some people are complaining about roads. The roads in Benin, federal roads are different from the state roads. So our roads are not motorable. You can see how bad the roads are in Benin, especially during the rainy season, the flooding and everything. So all those things people are referencing about the governor. So honestly, I don't know. I have not been following the Edo State politics for a while now. They said the governor is not developing the state, unlike what he did in the first term.
Sorry, let's ask ourselves a simple question. The major thing that they are saying he should do, what they are talking about, road not developing. Ask them what is the development. Just ask them a simple question. A lot of them who are saying all these things because they have one political or they have one leader somewhere who should not please the governor. They say a lot of things. See, if you have been in the civil service before, or you're in the state civil service now, it's difficult for you to say that the governor hasn't tried. I'm not saying he has done 100%. For you to say he hasn't tried is a lie. Go to different ministries where civil servants work. It's like before now, it's like a poultry farm. I'm telling you of what I know. I was in the civil service for years. It's like you see like a poultry farm. They don't have a conducive environment anywhere to work.
I think
but is it still like that? Is it still like that? The so-called school of nursing that they were all complaining about here.
Exactly. Go
and look at the state school of nursing now.
That is what I wanted to say.
The only problem this governor has, not just the governor, we the Nigerian people. And this is why politicians give more money to journalists. I was a journalist before. If I tell you a lot of things, a lot of these people give to journalists to blow their trumpets, to put a whole lot of things in the media, you cry. And these are money that would have been able to use for projects. They rather put it to the hand of journalists, spend it on media to be doing a whole lot of propaganda that are not there. Just like what they did, was paying 1.2 billion, 1.2 billion in Stella Obaseki specialists to bring the equipment to the specialist hospital. Have you seen the equipment it did? But it was all over the media. The media can cover, they can turn black to white for you. Just give them money. I'm telling you, I do all for media.
I know that the media is very powerful right now.
Because this governor do not have a lot of those media people to give money. He not they give that kind of money. You've heard Oshomole said it before. That is one of the reasons why I brought him, that this, but they give money the way people they give money. He doesn't spend money anyhow. You understand? And that's why a lot of them are not really pleased.
You know that
you understand?
The loophole that Oshomole created in the state at that time was really huge. The loophole that people can tap in and make money illegally in the state because of lack of management. So when Governor Obaseki came, all those loopholes, honestly, he blocked
like what Oshomole did when the thug became a billionaire.
Thank you.
And without any investment, we do not living doing anything anyhow. Exactly.
So when Governor Obaseki came in, he blocked those loopholes. You cannot go to the street now and be chasing people, harassing people, collecting money from them. Those are the loopholes that Oshomole created in Edo State that was not conducive for the Edo citizens. I was affected by that policy at that time. The policy of allowing talks to be harassing people in the street of Benin. I was affected by that policy. So all those things that Governor Obaseki came and blocked those loopholes that people cannot do their illegal businesses in the streets of Benin or in Edo State anymore. And they are not happy. Those who were feeding from that illegal way of making money, they can never be happy with the governor. So this governor is different. For me, Governor Obaseki is one of the best governors that we have ever had in Nigeria. I will keep saying it. No matter what, you cannot expect those who were getting money illegally at that time, because this governor came in and blocked all their means of making money, and they're telling you today that the governor is bad, then you will just pick it up and draw your conclusion from there. So that is why we have to be calm and be patient and do our investigation properly before we start concluding.
You see, when you're talking about roads, like one of the roads that they talk that most of them talk about is the South road as is. A lot of them cannot differentiate between federal roads and the state road. Whether any state government like it or not, there are too many roads, state roads that needs urgent attention. A state governor can only go to federal road and only do little just to be able to ease the people of the pressure that they always have, the stress that they always have in piling the road on a daily basis. Like what the governor is presently doing now in the Saple Road as is, where the citizens have been complaining for a very long time. The hold up in Saple Road and all that. He listened to this criticism of the people. People, they cry of people. They went there and they are doing something little now. And this at least a lot of things have been done there, at least manageable. Because no state governor can bring over how many millions or billions of naira to go and do federal roads, because the federal government wouldn't give you the money back.
Yes, they
won't. This is why we ask. I say our issue as a country does not just only lie in the corridor of the president, the governor, or only the senator. It lies within us, the people, we the people. It lies within. I asked this question when a friend of mine and I was talking. I asked him, we have the Ministry of Works. Do you know we have the state and the federal Ministry of Works in Edo State? You understand me, man? We have the state Ministry of Work and the federal Ministry of Work in Edo State. The question I asked them, what is the use of Ministry of Works? What do they do? When you have roads in like this, is it not the Ministry of Works that's supposed to go there and do some of these things? We have Ministry of Works that collect money monthly, and yet they don't do anything. See, Nigerians, especially most of them in the civil service, they don't believe in working to get money. You know the work you put through to earn the dollar you earn. And they pay you by your hours. They don't pay you because the month end, maybe you take salary. No. You must work. For those of us that live outside of it, that's why some of them cry for money back up. So I begin to look at them, I laugh. You just go to office, sit down for 24 hours. For how many hours? You carry your bag again, you go ask. No. The white man does not do that. You work.
Yes.
In
You
Nigeria,
work.
people don't believe in working to make money. If the Ministry of Works is there and the Ministry of Works, what are they supposed to be doing? Is it not some of these things?
You
When I was
know,
growing up, these things we are talking about now used to be the responsibility of the Ministry of Works.
you know that a country, a lawless country, what do you think? People use illegal means to make their money because the system is
And
so
most people
loose.
that is condemning the governor and talking now, they are the one, the Ministry of Works. They are brothers. Their brothers and their sisters are there, working there, have employment there. See, the issue of Nigeria, our case is so complex that it's easy for us to point fingers at a governor, a local government chairman,
Yes,
and a
it's just
senator not doing this. But we are forgetting that we have our own role to play. We have our own role to play, and we're not playing our roles. Most of us are brothers to these commissioners who steal and don't do anything, but will be insulting another person's brother because he didn't do this. Go see and so your brothers just go. But we are forgetting that we have cousins, we have brothers, we have sisters, we have even maybe our fathers, our uncles, and all that who have occupied these positions before, who did not even do nothing at all. They just that will go to them today, brother, this, brother, that, and will begin to hate them. This is why Nigerians issue is so complex that you really cannot do anything.
Austin, there are a lot of people watching right now. I know some people who are watching. Some of them left comments in the comment section. I'm going to read some of their comments, and I think next time we should organize this program to accommodate more guests so that those citizens in diaspora can also share their opinion, their thoughts about what is going on in the state right now, especially those that supported this administration during the election period last year. So, meanwhile, I will quickly read this. I beg to dispute that assertion of yours, Nekme. Obaseki is nowhere near late Professor Abu Salih talking about development in all spectrum of the society. So he is saying now that Obaseki is not close to Abu Salih. You know that Abu Salih as well was arrested at that time when they accused him of corruption. You can remember that. So the next person says, Obaseki is not the best governor in Nigeria, madam. Please say the truth. I'm not saying he's the best. I say he's one of the best. So that is what I said. Abu Salih's legacies are uncomparable, unparalleled. Till date, Obaseki may be close but could not be compared to Ali's regime. And yes, thank God that you even said close. Not that all these people are perfect, they are not perfect. We are just trying to still choose the ones that are even better than the rest because the system is all around with corruption. So not that they are perfect, and we are not trying to say Obaseki is perfect here, but we are saying that he has done a lot, at least compared to some governors in Nigeria. He's trying his best.
Sorry, I don't know if I can say something about that.
Go ahead.
The time of Abrosali and now they are two, just like two parallel lines who cannot meet. During the time of Abrosali, you know your counselor in your ward, true of us. You see them, they stay within your ward. You can ask them questions then. You know your local government chairman. Today, ask them, the people that are complaining, can they ask their councillor or even local government chairman question? No. The issue is not just only for the politicians. I've been saying this for a very long time. We, the people, have a very big role to play. If these people must begin to act well, we are the one that will make them act and begin to serve us. Because they came to beg us for vote. We voted them into offices. Later, for who to ask them and sit them and tell them to do things right, we rather sing their praises. If you look at the time of Abu Salih that we talk about, then we have men of integrity who only come to serve the people. Now, people go to position to steal. And when they even come out and they don't even steal, the same people complain as the one that even go, they say, see head. Now he go local government chairman for how many years? Wait, do one see and now only PP Joti can they drive. Enough the way do local government chairman, or they will even see his younger brother or even his senior brother. Say my brother na me minister here yesterday. Say I say they waka for street, they use another leg, they enter keke, they waka up and down. You not fit do anything. The mind of the people now and the mind of the people then were two different things. Then people used to talk about value. Now what Nigerians talk about is cost. They just celebrate people who celebrate thieves. We vote. How do they put people into a position then? People with integrity. They don't just wake up and pick somebody like the lion and tiger to say yes, to come and be tax collector, to be a local government chairman, to do this. They don't used to question people's certificate then, like the way they do now. Don't you see a lot of our lawmakers? They'll be telling you do that they forge results. Is that not a shame? So people shouldn't compare the time of Ali or Bemudia with whatever nonsense that we have now. Because whatever we have now is not since 1999. The foundation of Nigerian democracy were built on lies, was built on falsehood. Both our constitution, both the kind of people we choose, everything is built on falsehood. Whether we like it or not, most of this we have now can't work.
Austin, one thing we should be cognizant of is this idea of the governor being able to eradicate agberoism in Edo State. I never knew there will be a day whereby Agbero will not be harassing citizens in the streets of Benin. I grew up in a city whereby Agberos were the major leaders of Edo State at that time in the streets. But today we cannot see Agbero. I don't even know where they are anymore. A governor was so powerful. If you know how powerful Agberos are in Nigeria, Edo State, I will reference Edo State because I was born and raised in Edo State. So this governor came in, it's always like that always popular among the people, not until leaving the office, maybe after years and years, people will be referencing him. Oh, the time of Governor Obaseki did the same thing that we are doing to Abrosali today, referencing Abrosali. I can see how many people have referenced Abrosali here. The same thing. A time is coming whereby we're going to be referencing Obaseki, what he has done. It might not be popular now because it's not even surprising to me, because it's very common in the system that a sitting governor is not always popular. Let's see what will happen. Governor Obaseki, Edo people, I keep saying it, Edo people will live to remember him. We might be criticized. It's not perfect. I'm not trying to say he's perfect, but it's one of the best. It's one of the best. If you know how Oshomole with his policies in Edo State destroyed that state, I was a victim of his voice in the street of Benin. So Governor Obaseki has done a lot. The developmental strides in Edo State, if we have to do the documentary, he has done a lot. So we are still expecting him to do more. I'm not saying that he has done well, so therefore he don't have to do more. We still want more from him, especially that the legacy support that he promised to develop for Edo State. We are looking forward, and we should be asking him about that legacy support, because it's in his how many years now? In second year for the second term, right? It's in his second year in the second term.
Do you even know? Do you know? Sorry, do you know when I talk about that legacy support? This is why I talk about Nigerian Constitution, and this is why I have issue with the kind of politics we play. Let me tell you this. I think I said it before on your program long ago, that when he talked about that Gilgili support, that he's going to have an issue bringing support to Benin. Most people did not understand why. And this is where politics, the national politics, come in. If you bring a Gilgili support to Benin today, and the Gilgili support in Benin is working very fine, do you know a lot of business is going to leave Lagos? You know? As I talk about Lagos, this, that. If you bring a seaport to Benin, it means that you are going to have an international airport in Benin. Because seaports and international airports will work hand in hand. Now, when these two come to Benin, you expect most of those big companies that have their headquarters, head office in Lagos, a lot of them gradually also, some of them will also need to come to Benin. You expect the Yoruba, the Western Kaba to fold their hands and allow that to just be. The reason, one of the major reasons why Nigeria cannot.
Austin, let me interrupt you there. Let me interrupt you a little bit. Do you think that the seaports in Edo State is going to be that very big?
Big, see, big
Yes.
or no big, Edo is in a centralized place. Are you understanding me? Because of Edo is in a centralized place, a lot of people will prefer to do their business in Edo than going to. Because if you are coming from the east, where are you going to pass through before you go to the west or go to Lagos? Edo. So a lot of things pass through Edo State.
Okay.
If you and me now, or everybody that come from Edo and Delta that pass through Lagos to do a lot of things there, if
They
you
will
know yes, you
prefer.
can do it Edo, you fly to your Edo, which is your home, and do your business, and you fly back.
But
You
depend
don't
on
wait
the
for me to
size
now
of
fly
the
another state.
seaport. The size of
See,
the seaport
if,
will also determine.
but when we are talking about, see, this is also going to create a whole lot of employment. See, and when we're talking about some kind of development in Nigeria, our constitution is one of our biggest problems. And or they will do when we talk about true federalism, where we remove a lot of things from the federal level, where every state has to start developing themselves and begin to look within and talk with a lot of things. There are a lot of things some governors can't do. Do you know how many billions it will take to do CC ports? Not millions. It's going to run into billions putting CC ports in order. Now, the federal government has not done, the federal government is not looking to help Edo. What does, when he talked about CC port, me, I laughed. Why was I laughing? I know it will almost be impossible for a state governor to talk of a CC port. I know, because of the money involved. You understand me? And will the federal government stand out now? Because whether you do seaport, the state government can't control it alone, even if they do it. You understand? The state governor does not have the power to control the seaport alone. A lot of things will still have to down to the federal government. So will the state government use the state fund to only do seaports? That is also going to be, see, when we see people talk, they make your kind statement, governors and all that. So they begin to laugh. This is why I'm
But the governor, you are saying this, Austin. The governor, we have never heard the governor coming out publicly to say this, that forces from nearby or oppositions will come and hinder the development of the seaport.
They will say, none of them will say anything.
They won't say anything.
See, this is where I have issues with the Nigerian politicians, and this is where the Western kind of way of living is different. If it's the West, when they have issue with anything, the government know that they are accountable to the people. They brief the people every now and then about what is going on, why they cannot do what they promise the people. But in Nigeria, it's not like that. You understand me? The government does not brief you and I anything at all. That's why they can come and make promises. They don't keep it. They just go. We don't have a government who is accountable to the people in Nigeria. Because why? We as a people do not even make this government to be accountable to us. For us to ask them questions and for us to make them accountable to us, rather we prefer to be their praise singers. Praise them even when they are not doing well. Praise them even when they are going out of order. Even when you and I come out and start criticizing them, start asking questions, you see them, they start calling us, either we are APC, or they start giving us, labeling us with one name or the other. But my question is this person is our governor. Are we not supposed to be able to ask questions? This is the issue with we as a people.
Yeah, I understand you, Austin. I understand you. Somebody is on the line, on the phone. Hello, go ahead, my brother. Hello.
Okay. Good evening, my brother Austin. Good evening,
Austin.
Good evening.
Austin.
Good evening. I can hear you. Yes, I can hear.
So he said he has something to say about your comments regarding the seaports. So go ahead.
Okay, good evening, my brother, Mr. Austin, and Nekme, and everybody listening, no Nebo TV fans and well wisher. About the seaport, my brother, you see, it is not just because Governor Obaseki is crazy about seaport. It's coming out of a need. The deep seaport in Lagos is the bigger project. The Edo River project is like a daughter project to that one. They are working together. It's the same Chinese company that is doing it. It is not a government project per se. It's a PDP. So it's not Edo State money or all the millions you are envisaging. I think the bigger part of the project is the testing. That is the floor, the bed or the bed of Edo State. They have to know exactly what is going on there, how deep go, whether they need to reinforce it, to deepen it, to do other things that, just about the soil alone. The testing takes 2 years minimum. So we should not just conclude so hurriedly to say that he's not going to do it, or it's not even him doing it. He is somebody who is facilitating investments, and he has chosen to do something with Chinese company for the seaport. It's just like when he said he's going to do an airport in Edo North before he leaves. It's not Edo's money. There are already investors who are interested in developing an airport in that region, because that region has a lot of potential. I don't want to mention things. So people are looking at going there instead of coming to Benin before going to Auchi or those areas where they want to invest. They want to just fly straight into that region and then fly out without coming to Benin and all that. So let's pray for Governor Obaseki. I think we're forgetting very quickly that COVID also happened. A lot of governments, a lot of institutions are suffering. So Edo State is not an island. I'm not saying all this to say that he's doing everything correctly, but let's continue to encourage him. Thank you very much. Merci.
Austin, you heard that?
I heard it, but most people wouldn't understand. They would think maybe either you're praising the governor. The major thing I like about him, the governor, Obaseki, is his sane mind. Sorry to say, before his tenure, who we had there was an Agbero that talks without thinking. I won't lie to you. That's why I was able to talk to the market woman in the marketplace, go and die, the widow. That said he was putting something there. Was talk. See, when you have people who just talk for talking's sake, it's different from somebody who talks because he want to do something. You understand? So the Nigerian people today, so painful that a lot of people today believe in propaganda. That's why we have politicians who lie to us more, who just come to tell us what we want to hear, and not who come to tell us what we need to hear, and not what or what we want to hear, and not what we need to hear. Maybe this is what they would like to. This is what they want to hear. Just tell them. But the major thing that has to do with the need, what you need to hear, what they know they could do, they don't. So we as a people, as I said before, a role to play. Where I'm expecting the governor to do, where I expected some people to talk about is before the election, he had a lot of meetings with a lot of people in the diaspora. People put money together in the diaspora. The first time in the history of Edo State, where people came together, put money together to fund an election, to fund a campaign of an individual. It has never happened before in the history of Edo State, where people were setting different groups to fund his election. I expected it after the election to sit down and begin to hold meetings with these people. There are a lot of people in the diaspora. There are a lot of people even in Edo who can serve in different capacity without even expecting a dime.
But the
You know
governor
that.
is not doing that. And
You know, this is where politics comes. This is why I'm angry with a lot of way we play politics in our country. They politicize everything where they appoint people for settlements. Where one leader bring him, appoint as a commissioner, it don't work because when you are paying the commissioner now gives a return to the leader. Or what the SSA is doing, the SSA also give a return to the leader. They don't serve because of the interest of the people. They serve because of what to get. I said it was first. How much are they going to give me if I say I'm an SSA or an SA tomorrow? You know what will that money do to you? Nothing. But if you serve like that, you want to do, you know you can do it comfortably without even anything. In the Western world, people serve with some of this capacity and they don't collect a dime. They just do it because we are saying we are broke. But more, if I tell you how much we pay to our SSA and our SSA, when we have civil servants who do not even earn much. Now we're talking a minimum wage is 18,000. And there are civil servants now who their salary is maybe up to 30 or 40,000. Christmas is coming. They'll buy Christmas food for their children. They'll need to feed. They say you can't even buy a bag of rice. Yet we have SSA and SA who till their echo is about 200, nothing less than 200 monthly when they come in. What are the use of all these people? And when most of these people are just there, they don't do anything at all for all their tenure. You have people everywhere.
Austin, you know, if the governor is not employing people in Edo State to fill these vacancies, which means it's not providing jobs for the people. So if the government is bringing people from the diaspora to come and fill these spaces, what do you think? Those of us in diaspora,
not just only diaspora, not
yeah.
just the diaspora people, are they Edo indigenous or not? Yes, that's number one. During the governor coming in for the second term, did they play the role? Did they contribute, whether financially, whether in terms of a campaign, whether in terms of advice or orders? See, in changing Nigeria and doing a whole lot of things about our youth and doing the right thing, we need people who will serve for a purpose and not people who will only come to collect money.
Okay.
Are you understanding me? A lot of these people coming in to serve that have this idea is just for them to see how they can serve with will. You understand? A lot of them do not even need the money. I know a lot of people who will not collect a dime.
Yes.
To serve. They will just be there. They will just there to do it for the benefit of the people. They won't collect a dime.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
Yes. Yes, there are a lot of people. There are a lot of people. I'm telling you, there are a lot. Who would see? Let's be sincere. How much is 200,000 to you? 200,000 Nigerian money. If you don't you know how many dollars you put together to get that? With how many dollars you've gotten that? So is it because of that you will not say yes, you're serving, you will not say yes, I will not be running up and down? No, it's nothing to you. So calling you, and because we always feel people in position who do not really merit it, people who do not really have the wealth, people do not really have the knowledge, and they are just there because of politics. They are there. That's why you see a lot of them cannot tell the governor even the truth. That's why you see a lot of them have not attracted anything in their entire life to anywhere they are working. Because they are just only there for the money. So as an SSA, ask them, or as an SSA or as a commissioner, what is for the commissioners, what is their use to the different ministries? What have they innovated? What things have they attracted to different some of these ministries? Nothing. It has to do with just only taking money in changing Nigeria, in imparting our youth. You see, with the way the country is now, especially in Nigeria, you see a lot of these people and the way they think and the way they operate. If we must change things and do things right, we need people who will come and serve, not just people who gradually start coming in, not just people who not they just work for money, but work for also for a purpose.
But
you understand?
But Are these people you are referencing right now, are they ready to go volunteer in Nigeria and live their exorbitant lifestyles in the West and go to Nigeria to do volunteering work?
Let me say this. Do you know a lot of these appointees do not even stay even in Nigeria? The question, let me say this. Sometimes you see the governor travel from Nigeria to Europe when he has an event. I've asked myself severally, in a state or a country we say that is broke, why does the governor need to spend? You know how much our government spend, governors and everything spend in when they want to travel to wherever they travel to. Can't an indigene there be his representative and report to him? If we are saying we are broke, we need to start doing things to save money. You understand me?
Mm,
The major thing you hear the government keep saying the country is broke. And you still see the same government that is saying we are broke, still traveling every now and then to waste our money.
mm,
This is, see, we must begin to think, how do we save our money? We have almost different indies everywhere in the world. A lot of them can do some of these things. It's just for them to represent, report back. It's
mm,
finished. What you are doing a cultural or a do exhibition in a
mm,
place like Canada.
mm,
What is the governor doing such event? You invited the governor, yes, you invite him, he's the governor of the state. Can't we have an Edo indigene there to represent the governor? I'm asking, can't we?
yes,
Is that
yes.
what the government is supposed to leave his position for? Travel down, waste our money, and come and do that. And when that money can even pay, do you know how many civil servants that money will pay?
Mm,
So these are questions these are things we need to think about. Because we are saying, because whatever time you hear them talk, the
mm.
state is broke. The state is broke. We don't have money. We don't have money. But when we spend money, we don't spend money on major things. We spend money on the things that doesn't add value to the people. These are things we need to start. We need to start looking at. If we must be able to do things right. You understand? There are people, I'm telling you, there are people in Nigeria, not just only in diaspora, in Nigeria. If you sit them down, say this is what we need to do. Let's do things right. Let's do that. A lot of them already have personal business. They are already too comfortable. That can serve. This 200,000 they are saying for SSA will not even do anything to them. That can serve without even collecting a dime. I'm
Wow.
telling you. And
At,
I'm telling you, there are a lot
at,
of people who are
at that,
comfortable already, who have their
at,
personal business already.
at
I'm
that,
telling you.
on that
But do you
instance,
know? No, do you know why they can't get? Because most of them are not too deep into politics. I'm telling you the truth. Because
yeah.
how they appoint, do you know why we can't really get people who work for us? Because how they appoint these people, they appoint politicians. And politicians do not think about service. Politicians only think about let us make money. That's why you see the now Edo State Commissioner of Information, when they had that palace issue with the artifact and all that, you saw the way he was supposed to stand with the governor and started writing and saying all sort of nonsense against the palace without thinking. You understand? Because I
Austin,
saw politicians always have a way of taking side with their paymaster.
Austin, what you just suggested right now is something that you can even bring to the attention of the governor. He might not be aware of this. This is a good
He might
idea.
not be aware of what.
He might not be aware of the fact that some Edo citizens in diaspora are willing to volunteer their time and their experience to impact the state. So it's something that you can also bring to the attention.
Not just only serving in his cabinet. A lot of them want to come and invest. Even if somebody said here before,
Mm,
I saw the other time. A lot of them. Do you know how many of those indigenous who
mm.
would have loved to go and put businesses in Benin?
Okay, business.
This is where you need. This is
Mm,
why you need people in the cabinet
mm,
from different angle. who can begin to go out and seek for investors. One of the major reasons why you are a commissioner, you are an SSC and all that, or you are in the governor's cabinet, is to also be able to improve the state and seek for investors, especially those state indigenes who you know elsewhere who can come home and do business. Your own is to begin to talk to the governor how there can be some kind of waiver, one or two or other, for them to bring some of this business home. And now they can also talk of security for them, and they can create the enabling environment for them to come and invest. Those are supposed to be the duty of the people working with the governor, not just only the duty of only the governor running up and down. When we talk about the governor, that's why you have cabinets, people who are in different ministry, people who representing a special advisor on this, special advisor on this, the commissioner on this, emotional on that. This is supposed to be their major responsibility.
But you
The
know that
governor cannot be everywhere at the same time.
this governor is a little bit different. I don't think it will be very easy for these people around him to impart his policies so much. I don't know Governor Obaseki. I've never met him one on one. However, from what I've observed from his policies uh, over these years, I think it will be very difficult for anybody to this type of a person. If you are even advising him, you say no. It's no. It's always no. So I don't think people around him can do so much to impart his policies.
See, the truth is this, no matter how authoritative an individual is, eh, when they see an idea,
That makes sense to them.
a very good idea that makes
Mm,
sense, they will
mm,
buy into it.
yeah,
The
that's
issue is
exactly.
this: a lot of people they have about them, with them, are so daft that they don't think. That a lot of things that these leaders now see when they come to them, the governor, is how they want to collect money or what they can do that put money in their
Mm.
pockets,
That is
not
another
what will
truth.
benefit them. See, you see everybody, whether your boss in your place of work and all that, when they know that you have an innovation that will yield money that will
Mm,
bring something in, they will
mm.
buy into it. No
That's,
matter how even
yes,
if they don't like you as a person, they will buy
that's true.
into it. But the truth, these people do not have it. They can't give what they don't have. That's the issue. That's just the truth. Can somebody give what it doesn't have? No. Because how the appointment of these people is based on settlement. That's the reason why they don't go there to think. So we have a long way. We as a people have a long way to go. If the governors, of those meetings the governors were holding with people before the election, I expected him again to be able to host some of these meetings and ask people, how do we move? When they go for some meeting, they talk, is how do we move the state forward? What can we do? There's some questions you have. You
Okay.
ask when you seek for help, people can come in to talk.
So, Austin, yes. Somebody is calling. Listen. Mr. Etinosa, hold on. Excuse me, I'm reading people's comments here. Mr. Bakari, you can call me with my Canadian number. Please, if you are watching right now, you have my Canadian number. The two phones are all on here. You can call anyone. Okay, let's start taking calls from the audience. Please call in right now. So Mr. Tinosa is on the phone. Go ahead, sir. You said what? Go ahead. Hello? Hello? Oh, the network is not strong enough. Hello, Mr. Tinosa. Hello? Hmm. Okay, the network is not strong enough. So we just want to take a few calls before we end this program. I have a meeting coming up here in Toronto today. So Austin, hello, Austin.
See, we have a long way to go as a people.
Yeah,
You
I
see here,
understand you. There are a lot of comments
you,
here. There
you
are
understand? We see where you and I live. You see where some people take on some projects without waiting for anybody. They do it and they don't they don't expect anybody to sing their praises.
yeah.
It is governance, It's not just only it's the responsibility of one person. We are the when they talk about government, we are the government. You understand? If we must be able to hold our leaders accountable, we ourselves must also take responsibility for them to know that for us to make our state a better state, it is our responsibility.
Hmm.
Hello.
I understand you are saying that is a good idea that you just suggested, but you have to take it to the governor. Like what you just said, no matter how complex anyone can be, if the suggestion is meaningful, it might buy into it. You don't know. So it's something that we can take to the attention of the governor and see if he's going to key into this idea of those citizens in diaspora. But do you have those citizens? Are we sure? Are we sure that these people are ready to volunteer their time and resources to
I don't
develop
know
the state?
who is talking there.
Uh,
Somebody is on the phone.
yes, Mr. Tino, sir.
Yes, can I quickly say something because I was waiting for you to let me in, but you didn't do that. But I think you are closing now.
No, I didn't see you. Didn't appear here. If you appear here, I would have let you in. You didn't appear here.
So I've been waiting. It's still there. But anyway, I just want to quickly say something online. I think to connect to it, it's a little bit very complicated. So I don't know what is going on. Mr. Austin, let us talk about development here. A place where there is no security, there is no way you're going to have investors. That one is certain.
Exactly.
So we can't stay here or sit down and be telling our governor is the best governor when we have nothing to show for it.
Sorry, sir. Please,
if you
hear
swear
me,
an
please.
oath to sit,
Can you hear
to
me too?
secure life and property
He can
as a
hear
state
you.
governor,
Let him finish. Austin.
If you can hear me, because why I wanted to reply that, I was able to answer him something
to
like that.
fulfill it for your people. As we speak now, people are dying in Edo State. You can't leave Edo and go to Auntie Road. You can't even travel in any of our road within the state. If you travel, your family they will always die of but they call you and find out that you have arrived back home. Artifact is coming. That is an investment. Let me give an example now. So Edo ETG cannot go home freely. You are expecting a German or a Canadian who have designed Nigeria as an unsafe place to allow their citizens to come and be washing your artifact and be paying money. So when we use the word investors, or maybe it's going to generate money, people can easily queue in. But the question we are failed to ask as people, do we really have what is on ground to generate that money if they return this thing? The answer is no. One, we need security. One, we stop our state governor not to form a local vigilante, whereby the same local vigilante that is operating already in the northern part, like the East Bank. If any constitution allow those ones to function, what stops our own? Even the local vigilante we have today, just individual that is operating, and we know the effort and the braveness these people have shown. So the governor cannot come in. And here you are telling us that this governor is very good and he will bring investment. My dear, I'm not criticizing the governor. I love him. If he's listening, let him change his idea. He should listen to people. He cannot neglect security and be promising us that he's developing a state. For me, I love him. But the way he's handling the issue of things, or the way he handles things currently, if he doesn't change from it, believe my word, diasporas are going to be ashamed of themselves for supporting this guy. Because the fact, this is what I want to contribute. There are a lot of things, but I will talk about security. If you cannot look, someone that left his own South governor, the purpose of that South governor is something that has to do with security. Before you know it, he called a conference, and even within the conference, the traditional council that went there, they told him he should give them 2 weeks for them to reply him. But the following day, he was already in Abuja asking for money. Who does that? So we need to talk to him that there is a need for him to succeed. He must work with people. He must work with his party. On the artifact, he must humble himself and work with traditional council. We don't want that executive council, Because Nigerian government cannot boast of anything that they have achieved for us as the government is independent. How can we trust our state governor that when they throw this artifact into his hand, he will utilize this good for us when he himself doesn't value security? Do you know what those things value? Chinese are hearing such things are coming. They have people on ground. Russians are hearing. A lot of countries, they are concerned. They know what is there. What is on ground as we speak today? We have a lot of Nigerians in Canada, where these our sister place, who are police, who have been saying that they will volunteer to train people in that state. He failed to embrace them. So let us put pressure on him and tell him the fact that artifact, we shouldn't be deceiving our people. His money, we know. But there is nothing on ground to generate that money as we speak.
Yeah.
And it's not working.
One thing you just said, my brother, that the governor, is this governor really open to listen to what the Edo citizens in diaspora? Is he willing to embrace and even welcome Edo citizens in diaspora who will bring ideas and volunteer?
Okay. Let's go to when he was campaigning. He had time to come to your when we were campaigning. I saw him many times. Many network, this social media, they will invite him, we will be talking. But now he's governing, he doesn't want to look, he doesn't want to humble himself to listen to the crowd, the diaspora, to tell you that something is not working fine. Okay, when it comes to accountability and transparency, it's not different from our past governors. The admirals are still in the streets as we speak. They are still beating people, they are collecting money.
Agbero are still in the streets.
My sister, just make your own investigation. Bus drivers, they are suffering in Edo State.
Another new Agbero. Another new set of
a new form that is very cruel is operating in Edo State as we speak today.
Really?
That's why you see people and ask this guy, what is it, Kotole Kabaka? These are people that we are pushed aside. They are not getting relevance again in our state.
Are you sure?
The reality on ground. My dear sister, things are changing. I love him. I'm not with those kind of people anyway. I'm still with him. But I cannot come to this media because there is no way we can talk to this guy. We have to tell that we are not pleased the way he's handling tactical issue in Edo State. If we don't tell him now, this guy will end up that if case not taken, diaspora will never in their life come and tell their people, go and vote for this kind of person, go and vote for anybody. We are heading already towards that situation if we don't do something different. Because admirals are on ground, they are operating.
Okay, you know what? Yes, my brother. I understand you. I understand you. Let's continue with this program next time. I have to end the program now. I have appointment. You know. Yes, I will talk to you next time. Maybe I'll bring everybody in. Let's discuss about the political climate of the state, especially the development, the ongoing development from his administration. Let's just see what is going on. Okay, thank you, Mr. Tinosa. Oh. Austin, unfortunately, we have to end this program. I have a meeting. I have the Nigerian Canadian Association's meeting. I have to set up right now. So we have to end this program like this. Maybe next weekend, I will organize it so that we allow other people to join the program directly. So Wesley, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Everybody, if you are watching right now, watching from YouTube, please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and have a wonderful week ahead. All right. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and like our page on Facebook.